Hi everyone, it's Ben from Trekitt and we're in the service centre today to talk you through the Robens Arch 2 two-person tent. So the Arch 2 from Robens is a two-person, reliably sturdy tent with a reasonable weight and pack size, perfect for heading on your next DV trip or your first foray into backpacking. So the fly sheet of the tent has been made from a 75 denier polyester, perfect for keeping all of the weather out, and it's also really nice and durable. The payoff on that is that it is a little bit heavier than some of our other tents, but you'll have years of use out of a tent like this with that heavy duty fly. It also features a 3000mm hydrostatic head, which is more than enough for a tent like this. You don't need the same sort of levels as you would see in a Gore-Tex jacket, because the tautness of the fabric and the way that you pitch the tent will keep things nice and dry inside. The inner of the tent uses a 68 denier polyester. Again, nice and durable, not the lightest weight, but will last for years and years of use. It's also got a small section of mesh ventilation at the back end, and again, there is a zip section at the front end, so you've still got more breathability, but also that insect protection so all the beasties can't get in. The ground sheet that's been stitched into the inner uses a 75 denier polyester again, super tough and durable, and it also offers a 6000mm hydrostatic head, so any water ingress from underneath shouldn't be an issue. And it's also just nice and tough, so if you're pitching it on slightly uneven terrain or anything like that, you don't have to worry as much about damage to the bottom of the tent. All of this is supported by two high quality 7000 series aluminium poles that are slightly different lengths, but fortunately they're color coded, so it makes life easier when pitching to make sure you get the right one at the right end of the tent. So the Arch 2 is a tunnel style tent, which means it's very stable in the wind, as long as it's pitched correctly, and it's very simple to pitch. It can be done in under 5 minutes. Really simple process. All you've got to do is peg out the one end, insert the two corresponding poles into their correct slots. You've got a silver pole at the back, which is a little bit shorter, and then a red pole at the front, it's a little bit longer. They are color coded to make that job a little bit easier. And then they've also got captive ends at either end, so you haven't got to fight with both ends clipping them in. Once those poles are in, it's a simple case of pulling the fly out and then pegging in at the front end, and you're away. And then your tent is constructed, you're good to go. The Arch 2 has a number of user-friendly features that Robens have put into the tent just to enhance your camping experience. Most notable one is the entranceway, which is fully zipped, so when using, you can leave a vent at the top, or you can unzip fully and roll this thing all the way back so it's out of the way, and you let a little bit more of the outside into the tent. You've then got two retaining points so that the door doesn't flap around in the wind. So ventilation on the Arch is taken care of by two vents, one at the front and one on the back side, that are fully supported with a Velcro tab, so that once you are in the tent you can keep the vent open, and then behind here you've got some mesh that just improves airflow. This is further helped by pitching directly into the wind direction, so you get a nice airflow running through the tent. It will also make the tent a little bit more stable in those conditions. Porch of the Arch 2 offers a great storage space for the likes of your rucksack and any of your shoes or anything when you are finished for the day, and still gives you plenty of room to get into the entrance to then get inside the tent. So the door to the inner tent does have some mosquito mesh at the top of it, which is also good for breathability. It does, on the back side, then have a little stash pocket if you want to leave the tent open. Stash it all the way in there so it's nicely out of the way, so you've got a nice open tent space that you can then cook in your porch, so you're still covered from the rain. Moving over to the inner of the tent, you've got two useful gear pockets, one on either side of the entrance for your small valuables and things like that, and just so that you've got one and one if there's two of you camping in here. The inner of the tent is a little bit on the low side for someone of my height at 6'3". If you're a little bit more average height, you will be able to sit up a little bit straighter at this end of the tent, but it does taper towards the back of the tent, so if there are two of you in here it might get a little bit cozy. The Arch is a two-person tent, but the sleeping compartment is definitely on the snug side, especially if you happen to have two bends. Two people at 6'3" will just about squeeze in here on tapered mats. If you've got regular mats, because of the shape of the tent, you may struggle a little bit, or think of it more as a roomy one-person tent. So the only other feature of the inner of this tent is the mesh panel on the back here, which aids in breathability a little bit, but still keeps you secure from insects trying to get in from the outside, as long as you've got this door zipped up. So that's the Robens Arch 2. A 2-person tunnel tent that's tough, abrasion resistant, and ideal for the likes of the Duke of Edinburgh Award or your first foray into backpacking. And remember, if you like the look of this tent, you either want to find out more or to purchase this tent, it's available in store and online, and you can click either the link in the description or the box above for a little bit more information.